Greetings all, Blue Knight. Welcome back to Ratchet and Clank. Previously, we wrapped up all the remaining stuff we did here on Atlantis, and we're pretty much done with this level. We also got an info pod that will lead us to our next planet in our adventure, which is Quartu, the robot plant. We're gonna head there today, but I want to make one quick stop all the way back at, if I can find the level where I want to go to. Aha, here, Rilgar. There's one gold bolt that we haven't got here yet, and we could have got this a lot sooner from a previous gadget that we acquired just a little while ago. There's a movie coming up. Wow, I didn't know that.
Well, I guess Quark didn't eliminate them.
How observant of you.
Thank you, sir.
Now, if you were only so diligent in doing your own job.
Yes, sir.
Since our new planet is nearly finished, we need a plan to remove the world that is occupying our selected orbit. This time, it must be absolutely foolproof. Time is wasting.
Okay, I didn't expect for that movie to come up, not gonna lie. I guess those movies would just pop up after you're done with a mission. I thought they'll go in the order of which planet you're going to next to advance the storyline, but I guess that's not the case. So as I was saying before I was interrupted, I want to come back to Rilgar because there's one gold bolt that we haven't got here yet. We could have gotten it a lot sooner with a gadget that we acquired a little while ago, but I want to come here where it's most convenient because we could also get a skill point regarding our new weapon, the morph-o-ray. I just have to find that specific enemy that I want to get first. I'm also trying to remember which taxi will take me back to where the gold bolt is. That's the raceway. I don't see any other taxis should we go to though, so we're gonna take this. And I want to get back to Quark's trailer because that's the closest spot I can think of that where we can find the route to getting that gold bolt. Come on, hurry it up, hurry it up. I also got Clank back, so I gotta get used to have that extra mobility again because I kind of had to hammer in the mentality back at Atlantis that we couldn't use Clank whatsoever because, well, he would get struck by lightning. But now that we have it back, I'll have to readjust myself to that gameplay mechanic. Let's pick up these stray bolts first because every little bit helps, as I've stated many times in this Let's Play. Okay, here's Quark's trailer. That means we can go over here. This should lead us back to that water segment that we had to race through before we could drown. At least I hope I'm right, because if I'm not, then I'm gonna feel really silly. Yeah, this should be the place. So now we got the O2 mask and the hyrdro-pack. We can now come back here and do so. Technically, you could come back here as soon as you have the O2 mask to solve the breathing problem, but I like getting the hyrdro-pack because it will make go through this particular segment a huge breeze, I suppose. Let's go up here. We should be approaching it fairly soon. Also get a few more bolts out of the deal, so we're gonna walk away with a lot more cash on hand. Is it here or is it here? I think it might be over in this little bend. Yeah, right here. So the second bend that you come across, go down the tunnel, and you're gonna see that the water's gonna turn to a murky color. That's because we explored an area that we couldn't get through previously. And of course, the reward for it is another gold bolt. Now I just gotta find that one enemy I want to use the morph-o-ray on, because that's gonna be required for skill points. But it might be the last enemy that you expect to use it on though. Aha, I found you. I actually took a long way around trying to get to this tank, but it's gonna be useful for what we'll have to do. So as you can see, I have the O2 mask on. It's not just used for breathing in space and breathing underwater. You can see that these exterminator bots and this exterminator tank are trying to poison me with their gas, but it's not working because the O2 mask can actually protect you from them. It's a really neat detail that they put in. So use the morph-o-ray on the tank. It's also the first time we've seen the morph-o-ray in action. So we're killing two birds with one stone here. And that's another skill point for us. But pay attention to the time and how long it takes to shrink one of the Exterma bots. Relatively short compared to the Exterma tank. I'm pretty sure I covered this briefly back in the last video, but the tip, depending on the enemy size, will determine how long it will take for the morph-o-ray to take effect. So you saw the Exterma tank, is that it took quite a few seconds in order for the morph-o-ray to take effect. But compared to those Exterma bots, it was relatively short. So that's one thing you gotta keep with the morph-o-ray in mind if you're gonna use it quite frequently. Though it's nothing more than a joke weapon if anything, like I stated before. There's no really real benefit to using it besides using it to turn enemies into chickens, but nothing more comes from that. We're finally done with all the business here on Rilgard that I want to take care of. Finally got that gold bolt and that skill point. So now we can head over to the next planet to advance the story. It's the robot planet on Quartu. Find out more about the Ultra-Mech. Wow, that's a really huge sky up there. I think it'd be that detailed, or that big for that matter. Also see some more ships up in the sky too. It really goes to show that you should observe your surroundings a lot more when it comes to Ratchet and Clank, or just video games or life in general. Because you never know what you'll find. You may be surprised at what you can see. Just like with me and those small ships. So before we head down this path, I want to go up that ladder. Because there's actually something I want to get when we're going through this path. And it's very valuable, at least to me. I don't say it's valuable as something like the Visibomb or the Devastator, but it'll be a very useful item we can collect. But to do that, we'll have to have a little race against time. We'll have 1 minute to go through the entire water segment before the electricity comes back on. So again, it's very useful to have the hyrdro-pack here. As a matter of fact, you should have the hyrdro-pack here at this point, because if you don't, then you're making things really hard for yourself. Then again, you could probably challenge yourself by doing that. Okay, so far so good. Haven't taken any hits yet. There's no skill point that comes up of you going through this entire segment without taking any damage. So you don't have to worry about that having to pressure you. But, of course, I don't want Ratchet to take any damage anyways, because he won't be alive if that happens. Another little wire, 15 seconds, but that's more than enough time for us to resurface and collect our next item.
Oh, yeah!
We now have the Bolt Grabber. This may not look like much at first, but if we head to items, that's where it should be. The Bolt Grabber is one of Gadgetron's most popular gadgets. If you own one, it is permanently attached to you and will attract bolts over much greater distances. So now our bolt collecting range has increased very, very much, I guess. I won't say it's like exponentially big, but it is a lot farther out than when we had previously. So that's a neat little item you can collect. Also, this should count towards one of the side missions. Yeah, explore the coolant system. So I want to pick that up real quick before we head down here. Also, a metal detector spot we can use. So I haven't changed my weapon set yet because unfortunately we can't go through that front door. That's not the main reason why we're here. Because if we do approach that door, we'll need to have something called the Hollow Guide to explore that factory, but there's no such thing on this planet. So you may be wondering that if we're here, then what's the point of coming to Quartu in the first place? Because going through that seemingly big door seems like a waste of time since we don't have the gadget that's necessary to go through it. Well, we still have that Ultra-Mech thing we have to take care of, so that's one reason why we're here. But we will go to that factory in time. We just gotta find that Hollow Guy's gadget first. In the meantime, I want to get all of these bolts from this metal detector spot. Should be a couple more spots around here somewhere. There's one over there. There should be one right behind here as well. Just not finding it. Alright, we'll take out all these crates first. I'll sacrifice the damage, just one Altec sphere there anyways. Sacrificing Ratchet's health in the cause of money. That probably says a lot about me, though I'm not that cool in real life. At least not that stingy about cash. Cash is important to get through in life, but it's not an outright requirement. You shouldn't be that desperate to go get some money like that. Come across this gap. Use the Tesla Claw a bit more. Or come to think of it. Let's go to Quick Select. I'm gonna take out the Decoy Glove and use this morph-o-ray a bit more. Morph-o-ray a bit more. That was kind of rhymed. Though it really didn't, so I'm not sure why I'm harping on that too much. Okay, those electroids are gonna have to take a bit of time to morph into chickens. So I'm starting to have second thoughts of having to use that actually, because compared to the chompers, those little guys can be turned into chickens instantaneously. So compared to those to the electroids, it's probably not a good idea to use the morph-o-ray on the latter enemy. I'm gonna battle them with my own electric-based weapon. They're actually doing pretty good for themselves, for itself too, because take it out on one shot. I'm actually quite surprised that the Tesla Clock can take out the electroids in just one swoop. I thought they would take more than one shot to eliminate with. Of course, more metal detector stuff we have to go through as well. Another reason why that I don't really like using the metal detector that much is that it takes away from the action a bit. It just halts the whole gameplay just for the sake of trying to collect bulbs. You can ignore it, but come on, you're not gonna ignore the currency you'll need to buy more weapons down the line. But then again, according to our weapons menu, there's one more we have to collect. But we don't have the cash to get to it right now. That's the Rhino. But besides that, we pretty much got everything else in the entire game. But I still want to save till we get the Rhino before we can outright say that we have everything in the game, at least in terms of weapons.
Was it pi over infinity, or...
Hey! You need help fixing that thing?
Actually, I'm trying to destroy it.
Why?
I was contracted to re-engineer my enlarging machine to create huge, heavily armed mechs.
So that's where those mechs came from.
Precisely. Had I known Drek was behind this, I never would have done it.
Is there anything we can do?
Well, if you'll volunteer to be enlarged, you may be able to stop those mechs long enough for me to sabotage this machine.
And then you will change me back?
I've never tried that, but in theory, yes.
And now we are Giant Clank, the best kind of Clank around. This is really cool. Look at all these electroids that we can just stomp over now. Once they were just a huge nuisance, now they're nothing more than little bugs compared to big metal Clank. In case you can't tell, I really like Giant Clank. You look at this, nothing stands in our way besides those blowing helicopters, but they don't do much damage to us. You can also take out all of these towers, but nothing really comes of it. You can just be very destructive in taking it all out, which is what I'm gonna do. So other controls for Clank, hit circle to use for missiles. You can either hold them down or hit them repeatedly, but it doesn't matter what you do, you'll have the same rate of fire either way, so I guess just holding them down will be more beneficial. You can also hit triangle for a very special attack, but I'm not going to use that yet. Not until we encounter something that's just as big as us, that matches our size. can also hit square to punch. You can do a 3-hit combo if you hit square consecutively. And of course X is the jump, but it's a pitiful jumping height, so no point in trying to use that. When the energy bar is full, press triangle to unleash, and a huge atomic blast. That's gonna be our best method to get out these Ultra-Mechs. And now we're entering this Ultra-Mech arena, so we're gonna have a little middle gladiatorial combat on our hands here. So 3 punches with our giant clank sides can eliminate them, but of course if they're out of range, you use the missiles or the atomic blast. Either way works. You got plenty of health to work with as well, so you don't have to worry about going down very easily. The Void helicopters are just nothing more than small pesky insects compared to these Ultra-Mechs. The Ultra-Mechs are the real goal of going through this arena of sorts. And an atomic blast you, get out of my face. You can get on my face too. I'll deal well with insects. Okay, Thenos Ultra-Mech be doing off screen. No, he's still there. Alright, atomic blast it is. Oh, I can't rotate the camera here. I didn't think I could do that for some reason. We're already back up to 50,000 bolts. I'm surprised I have that much about this point, even though I know I'm gonna use most of that for the Ultra Nanotech upgrade. But still, it's still funny to have that much at this point in the game. I use some missiles on you just to make sure you have a slow, painful death. That should be everything.
Well done! Now just step into the machine and we'll see what happens.
Nice to have you back, I guess.
I've recalibrated the controls to allow only your specific circuit pattern.
Oh, perfect.
I don't know how to thank you two. Maybe this'll help.
New! From Gadgetron, the makers of weapons and other fine products, comes the Hollow Guys. With the Hollow Guys, you can fool robots into thinking you're one of them. Match your wits against other robots. Work on robotic assembly lines. Attend robot parties. The Hollow Guys. Available only at Gadgetron headquarters for a limited time. Not to be used for illegal purposes. We're only in sanctioned areas. You will not actually become a robot.
If I can get that thing, I'll be able to get past those robot guards.
Robots are not so easily fooled.
Ah, what's that?
What?
Uh-huh.
Man, Clay, come on, you're supposed to be a genius compared to Ratchet. How can you fall for something like that? Shame on you, man. Shame on you. So it didn't take that long for us to find out where the Hollow Guys is. It's on this planet called Calibo 3. That's where we can find the Hollow Guys, which is of course going to be our next destination. But as sad as it may be, I'm actually going to stop for today. We accomplished quite a bit, and going through Calibo will take quite a while to adventure through. So next time on Ratchet and Clank, we're going to head off to Calibo 3 and see if we can find the Hollow Guys. Until we meet again, farewell for now.